Hello, hi guys. My name is Sarah. I don't know if you know me. I'm an intuitive counselor and I work with telepathy, with intuition, and with astral communication as a medium. So, I consider myself a telepath, an empath, a psychic, and a fellow human being. Today, this is a very important video for me to do. On Monday, I was in this situation where I questioned all my belief about what I do, about the journey that we're on. And this was after, because I usually work, I work very closely to my guides, and I usually work face to face with my clients. If you don't know who I am, I recommend you go check out the other videos in this channel, on this channel. But so I usually work face to face with my clients, and a couple of weeks back, now going on a month, I was challenged by my guides to start working in a digital sphere. And this has proven to be a challenge, and it is a lovely journey that we're on. But so on Monday, I've started doing live streams where I have open seances and readings with chats. And in these seances, my guides wish me to be totally open to any energy that might come through. So this is a very different environment to what I usually do with my clients. When I sit face to face, it works in a slightly different way than when I work on internet, as it is in this communal environment being live streaming. And in this video, I will describe to you what I have come to realize about how my work is done and how we are to look at it, how we are to perceive it, and this is simply a look into what it might be to be a medium working in a digital sphere, and it is a look into how it is for me. Because of what happened on Monday, and what happened was that I did a live stream, I was doing a live stream, and in the second part of that live stream, with open readings, general chat, and an open seance, I had two cases, one after another, where the client or where the person in chat asking for reading this did not resonate with what I had to say, with what information was to be given. And this does happen. And this made me question all my beliefs because I am human and this means so much to me. My work means so much. I was ready to just give up everything on Monday because of fear of hurting more people than helping. So I went into myself and I spoke. I had a long discussion with myself, with my fiancé, with my guides, and with my telepathic system. And I now want to share in this video what we have come up with, what our conclusions are, because yes, we are going strong and we will continue this journey. So I want to talk about how this might happen when it doesn't work, how it happens on my work, how I do work, especially in the digital sphere or in this environment, and what might happen, what is actually going on when it seems not to be working. Because this is so important for me, because, well, you might wonder, why do I continue? Why do something that might not exist, and that might not be helping people? We have come to the conclusion that the statistics show that it does work. And even when it doesn't, I know it not to be working, but I still push it, even though how many times I have told my viewers and I've spoken to myself, I will not push. I still do, because I'm human and because it means so much to me, and I always want to be there, being able to lend a hand, to simply be there and be a fellow human and have something to give, because I always want to give love, so I always want to work. And we're not programmed to always be working, and my guides try to tell me this, and I still try to push through. And it is a lesson to be learned. So, what are our conclusions? What is it that we have come up with? Well, first off, it is so important to be seeing this, to be viewing this as a profession. It is not a gift. I am not all-knowing. It is a profession in that I work close with my guides and I simply transmit information that they hand me. I will explain this further later on in this video. It is a gift. If it is a gift, and it is a gift, then everything is a gift. It is not more of a gift than anything else. And we need to see this as a profession. And in every profession, there is always a task that might be more difficult to complete. And sometimes we might not even be able to complete it at the given time. Perhaps we come back to it later, or perhaps it is to show us something else, to lead us into a different path. As with every profession, this does happen. So I am simply human, and this is simply my profession, and I am so grateful being able to be in this, to be working in this field with what lies so close to my heart. But it is my job, and it is a profession, and I simply transmit what is given to me by my guides. So why continue this? Well, we have seen it to be working. And as for our clients face to face, has anyone ever felt that they couldn't resonate with what was given? Yes, but it is very uncommon. In 90 cases of consultations working face to face, we had one complaint. And even then, we know it would not resonate. Why it does not? There's always down to the situation. We are human beings working together. It's down to how the client is feeling, how I'm feeling, and what is to be happening in the moment. There's always a reason for it, and every meeting, every consultation, and every interaction will be unique. But yes, it seems to be working, but sometimes it feels for the client as it is not. And now let me tell you how that can be, especially working in the digital sphere. So this is completely new to me, as you know. And so after Monday, I sat down, like I said, with my guides, with myself, with my system, with my lovely fiancé, and we came to the conclusion as following. I have spoken about how I work before, but I will put it down in a more thorough way now. Okay? So, we never know what truly happens, but this is how I experience it. So when I work, because I believe us all to be connected, I believe everyone and everything to be stem from the same energy source. And therefore we are also all connected. We have all got the ability to connect to one another, but we do so in different variation and more or less depending on what is suitable for our life, in our life for us. And this is so important. So for me, because I am as open as I am, what happens is that when I am faced with a client that wants to have a reading, let's say there's someone in chat perhaps that asks me for a reading, or there might be that it comes in energy into the room and I interact with them. That could be connected to someone in chats or someone who's viewing without interacting in chats, or it could also be someone who will be watching the live stream at a later point, in which it is then the format of a video. I work with any energy that comes through, and this differs from when I work face to face. When I work face to face, I simply work with that client, that energy, and it is therefore, so to say, an easier or shorter path for the information to be gathered. So, to explain this, what happens? Because I believe us all to be connected, I also believe us all of our experiences to be gathered and stored in the universal library. When I work, I am connected to this library. My guides work as librarians, you could say. So, when someone asks me for a reading, I use my intuition, the feeling in my gut, to find keys. When we are connected, I believe us to be connected with energy frequencies. And we got thousands upon thousands of different frequencies and individual frequencies, each and one of us. So, when someone asks me, I would like a reading, my mission is to connect to your frequency. I look down here because that's usually where chat is. It is to connect to your frequency. So I will use my intuition, my gut, my feeling in my gut to find a key. That key could be anything. Let's say it is blueberry. I get a feeling this consultation, this reading, the key for this is blueberry. It is simply a authorization code, so to say. It doesn't have to be, this consultation will be about blueberries, but the key could be blueberry. So I ask my guides then, is the key for this specific energy frequency, this bounty of energy frequencies that I am to find for this specific individual, could a key be blueberry? And I ask this to my guides, and they say yes or no. If they confirm this, I ask them 3 times, and if I get 3 confirms back, I do this silently. If I get 3 returns that yes, it is a confirmation, then I'll start to pull these energy frequency string, or I'll start to travel down them to reach the source. And the source being this particular individual. Because I work in such an open environment, this is how it has to be done as of now. As of what my guides are asking me to, how to work as it is now. So I will travel down these energy frequency strings, and I will get more keys and ask once again, traveling down, does this resonate to this frequency, until I reach the source, in which case I am in the system of this particular individual, and we can work with complete and utter understanding that we have found the right source. Of course, this is always for the client. I wouldn't do it for anyone else. Of course, I do it for myself because I love working, and it is an interaction between the two of us. And also in this live stream environment, it is an interaction with more people to share the experience, which is a beautiful thing, but that's for another video. But so of course I do check whether, if the person would still not resonate, there's always a reason for that. But usually when this happens, it feels for me like descending into a peaceful room. And when I have wandered the steps down into this room, I do this by talking, so I'm pulling strings. And I go down these steps until I reach this door and this room where is the source of the energy frequency that I am to work with. in the moment. And when we are there, I can simply gather and collect information as it goes. But this is how I am to work as of now. But sometimes my guides then ask me, because of the situation, it could be because of who is asking, about how they are feeling, or what the lesson or information for them is to be taught, to be learned, or to be transmitted. But for some reason, they have told me that sometimes they want me to get the key authorization from you. So not from them in the library, but from you. Which means I will ask you if the key is authorized. Do you resonate with this? And then we'll work together with my guides, because they will bring the package of information down. But I will work with you, we'll work together. So, this is for some reason the way that it is today, and I trust my guides fully. I am not to be a rebel anymore and try to work when I am not supposed to. And I trust my guides fully, and this is how they explained it to me to be working. So, what happened on Monday was 2 separate individuals, but it happened one after another. So first off, I was told that I wouldn't be able to work after lunch. We had a lovely and wonderful reading session and chat reading and seance before lunch, but after lunch I was told that this will be a difficult experience, and so it was. And the first situation, also to say, what happened was that this person asked me for a reading, and I knew, because they asked me even before lunch, and I said we do it after lunch, but I knew this would be difficult. And they said, you will need this person's help. But I didn't want to stress that. I wanted to be able to work the way I do, because I'm human. I wanted to be able to be there the way I feel is correct to be there, so to say. So I tried to find frequencies. I gave out keys, and none were to be authorized. And I felt this in myself, and I rewatched the video, and I apologize if you had to see that. I hope that it could bring you something, because it taught me a lesson, but I do look frustrated. You can tell that I know this is not working, but I still want it to work, especially when then they start to ask me specific questions and I still can't find anything. I was not allowed in, so to speak, for a reason. There's always a reason for it. And what we are to do then is to simply say no. It is better to say no than to not. But it is so tough for me to say no, because I know this method works. I've seen it so many times. The ways it has been proven to work is so vast, and there's so many, it's so much more times it works than it does not. And I've seen it to do miraculous things. So I always want to be there, being able to both show my work and being there to meet this person as they deserve. But sometimes, perhaps in this specific case, it was because it was not supposed to be brought up in a live stream environment. And I should have simply said that. But I didn't, and I just threw keys all over trying to find authorization, but I got none. The second instance that happened on Monday, just after this, I had someone in chat who was skeptical, which is so important to be. As I said, we are as open as we are to be in our life, but they still wanted to try it out. Actually, they wanted to prove me wrong, but they asked me for a reading. in this case, my guides wanted, if there was ever going to be a reading, they wanted me to ask the authorization of the individual. But I didn't ask this. I didn't say this out loud. So I tried to ask authorization from the keys. I threw keys once again, and I tried to get a hold of an authorization code, as I've explained to you. And I got none until the person in chat started to confirm. So they started to confirm the keys. They started to authorize the keys. And so then I found an energy. And I start traveling down these energy frequency strings, and they authorize the keys. Problem being, it wasn't them. They wanted me to be disproven, so they authorized keys that they did not resonate with. Therefore, I found an energy, because I am so open when I work like this. When I work in a live stream environment, as I said, when I work face to face or on the phone with a client, and it's a private session, it is easier to direct connect. But my guides wish me, when I work in live streaming, they wish me to be completely open, or open to whatever energy that comes through. And so I found these strings, and I start traveling down them, traveling through them, because the keys was authorized by the individual. I got told by my guides, this is not right. You will not find this individual. You're not supposed to be working right now, and we are to be taught a lesson here. This is not this particular individual, but they still gave me authorization. They still confirmed my keys, even though to disprove. So naturally, I found this energy. That was not that individual, but that was there, and it had a lovely, beautiful story. But it was used, this experience was used to disprove my theory, to disprove my method. And so that person could say, this is not true. And they said, I hope that no one pays you for this. And my response to that is, if it does not resonate at all, and if you feel uncomfortable, no, me neither. I hope no one pays me for that. But I now see what happened. So this is simply how it works. As of now, maybe we'll find another way to work in the future, but for the live stream environment, this is how me and my guides do our work. This is how they wish me to transmit the information. So this is what I do. So that is the explanation for now. And it is logical, I think, in that sometimes we are challenged, and for some reason they sometimes want us to work together, and I think that is beautiful. But I do see that people who are skeptical, this works in the favor of the skepticism, and I see this, and maybe there's a reason for that as well. They need to be kept in their safe space, believing it in that way that works for them, meaning not believing in it. And that could be very important for them. But it hurts a lot for me having to hurt myself in a way that's doing a consultation that I know will not resonate. So, what I am to do now is I will only stream half days. First off, my guides as of now asked me to do this because I've been so ill for so long. They simply asked me to only stream half days, and they asked me to with the authorization keys, understand that sometimes I will have to ask the client for the authorization and we work together. And I think that is beautiful. And sometimes it is simply not meant to be. There is simply no information meant to be given at the moment. And I need to learn to say no. So do I still believe in what I do? 100%. Yes. I was ready to leave it all behind on Monday. But that just showed me truly how important this is for me. And when we started to look into it, it has been proven to work. However it works, it has been proven to be there as an aid for people many times, more times than it has not. And I am so grateful for this journey and to be doing this. And I can see telepathy having such a place in the world. I know us all to have this ability, and I've said this before, but if we can start to understand how similar we truly are and how different, but that we experience so similar emotions, experiences, but in different formats, if we can start to see this, we might get a bigger, warmer, greater understanding for one another. And we can have a more open society, an open world. It is what I believe in, and all I wish to give is love. So this has been a long video, but it was a very important one for me to do. And I will be streaming in 1.5 hours, and I will go through this once again, but I just felt it was good to have this video. So, thank you so much for watching, and I hope that this can serve as an inspiration to you, whoever you are. And I do believe in this method. And if you feel like trying it, please, you're so welcome to join us in this adventure. Thank you so much for watching, and take care. All the love from a fellow human. I see you guys. And, oh, hang on. Bye for now. All the love. Bye.